Experience tranquility.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Season 4 kicking off with the Iris podcast. I am so excited to be here. I am Ski Free Yeti. Joining me is your cast for the season. We have above me, well, actually, let's just do introductions first. Let's get it around the table. We're going to start right above me here on your screen. We have NPC. Introduce yourself, buddy.
How do you do, fellow kids? I'm NPC. I'm a Zoomer, just like you guys. When I'm not outside doing skateboards, you can find me at my computer playing a Fortnite called Overwatch. I'm also the founder and CEO of an esports org called Get Off My LAN. As far as I know, we're the only team in Harmony tier with a roster of full flex players. That's right. We have nobody locked to a roster. And my team will be playing every role. Okay? Also, I will be at DreamHack Anaheim in LA. If anybody's in the LA area and wants to meet up, let me know.
I don't know if I want to meet up right now. I'm going to be honest with you.
Come on.
All right. Kitty corner to me, we have Specs. Specs, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Specs, main support player for Second Chance. Played for Tough Luck last season. And
fell apart.
Egos. I mean, it happens.
It happens.
Let's not talk about it, guys. Season 4.
Season 4. Moving on.
Exactly. And you know what? Really thinking this year, just going to keep it clean on the podcast. Definitely not, call out any team specifically, especially at the beginning here. But, we're reformed this year. We're reformed.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely reformed. Why don't you start us off with one of your new hot takes?
So the Second Chance support line is great, minus the flex support spot. Need someone else for that.
Well, that's not really a very good take, so I would like to hear another one, please.
Going back to DDoS, I guess, one main thing comes to mind, and it's the word main. And main tank, main support, both positions, horrible.
Is it Thug? It's Thug,
It's
right?
Thug and Mix. Oh, it's
Thug and Mix.
Yeah.
That's fair. Honestly,
Okay.
Honestly fair. So let's go to the guy here to my left. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hello, fellow gamers. I'm Thuggington. I am Harmony tier director. I play for DDoS. I've vet since season 1. I think everybody in the cast minus NPC is a season 1 vet.
True.
That's okay. We still love you. Yeah, I play support for DDoS. Thank you so much for bringing that up, Specs. We are the casting couch. Sorry, I got distracted.
Are you okay, Thug?
Yeah.
He recognizes it. So
I don't know where I just. Yeah. I enjoy drinking scotch. Those are the things you need to know about me.
Oh God! I just noticed the background change. Nice. All right, so why don't you have a seat over there? Anyways, so that's the cast. I'm your host, Ski Free Yeti. I've been doing the podcast now for the past 2 seasons, going on my 3rd. I am the Transcendence tier director for its inaugural season. I have been part of the Tranquility community since season 1. I came into the community with the Fighting Potatoes, then was still part of the Fighting Potatoes, then the Meta Rejects, then Karma, and now I'm part of, what's the team I'm on, Thug?
DDoS.
Oh, that's right, DDoS. Interesting how these things happen. Yep, I'm DPSing for DDoS, so this boomer's ready to throw. Yeah, anyways.
Small little reminder, everyone here on this podcast is old enough to be my dad.
I'm not. No, that's not true at all. I'm only 32.
Who says I'm not? Have you seen his mom?
That's not.
Mm.
All right, all right.
Fair play.
Well, the casting couch just took a whole new meaning on. Anyways, let's move on then, guys. We got a loaded podcast today. We want to spend some time talking about what's going on starting up in season 4 here. Obviously, the preseason tournament is coming up here. People have been putting in their predictions. We got a match tomorrow night, actually, which is going to be awesome. The Jetpack Cats, again, kicking off yet another season in the Overwatch Tranquility community after kicking it off last season. They will be taking on the newcomers Flashbacks. That's at 8:30 on this channel. Be sure to tune in, guys. Should be a lot of fun. In the interim, it's new for a lot of people this season. We brought in a lot of teams. We're up to 44 teams as a community right now. And we brought in a ton of new people with the Transcendence tier now being part of the community. So we wanted to spend some time talking about some new rules or rules to remember. It's important to understand for the new members of the community. You know, Tranquility operates in a very unique way compared to a lot of other places. A lot of places are pretty lax with a lot of conduct rules and things like that. Like, not only do we consider Tranquility to be a great gaming community, but we also consider it to be a very good community to be a part of toxicity wise. Unfortunately, some people don't always follow suit with that. We do have a code of conduct that we expect people to follow while in our community. Basically, it's just don't be a dick. I'm going to boil it down to that. There's way more to it.
Right.
Please go refresh yourself on that code of conduct if you get a second. It's important. We take it seriously here just because we want to create an environment that everybody can be a part of. It's not just for one subsection of people. It's for everybody. So that's a big important thing for us here, guys. And we would really appreciate if everybody kind of follows suit on that. Makes everything moves way sweeter. Kind of going into the conduct thing, NPC. I know you're going to talk about something first here.
Yeah. So, I mean, our code of conduct, like Eddie said, it's about the license that we have to operate our tournament is from Blizzard, and we have to also obey Blizzard's code of conduct as if we were actually part of that organization. And so what we have in place in our tournament is a no teabagging policy, and we've been kind of flexible on that last season because, you know, if you had like a friendly arrangement with somebody, you could do it. But what happens is that gets out of hand. It snowballs. We tried it. It doesn't work because what happens is, for example, my former team, Undead Battery, when I went to the comments, I made an agreement with them that they could teabag me as long as it wasn't excessive. And they did. But what happens is someone else sees that and says, oh, well, they can do it. Why can't I? And then all of a sudden, everybody wants to do it. And then somebody takes offense to it. And then all of a sudden, we end up banning players. And we don't want that. So what we're going to tell you is no teabagging during any sort of tournament or community activities. Scrims and competitive matches, that's all on your own. That's outside of our view. But definitely not during a featured match, because we don't want someone that's potentially new to the community coming in and seeing this gameplay and going, oh my gosh, I don't want to be a part of that. We want to create this a safe space for all you Zoomers and millennials out there that need that kind of thing.
Well,
we're gonna, we want to get away from
one of those
toxicity.
things, guys, where obviously we know the spirit of that oftentimes is between friends, and we get that. Like, it is a thing that we know. We're not stupid. We're not, just because we're boomers doesn't mean we don't get it. I mean, it's that in the end, like, when one person gets bothered by it, it just creates this weird drama circle that we just don't need here. Like, we're better than that. It's not a thing we want during our matches. I don't give a crap what you do outside of your matches. Have fun, teabag away, be abusive in chat. I'm not encouraging that, but you can. It's not my problem. So that being said, we do have some additional rules, not necessarily code of conduct related, but Thug, you have some rules regarding communications during matches.
Yes, comms. This is a very simple rule. Sometimes gets a little sideways. We require that everybody uses the Tranquility Discord for all of their matches. Each have your own channel. Each team has their own channel that is locked to your role. Most admins can't even get out of the channel, so you're hidden. We require people to use that, so there's some transparency, making sure that the Discord names we have assigned to those players matches the players that are playing. And while matches are going on, the only people that are allowed to be in the chat, the people that aren't playing the game must be muted. So that's bench players, that's coaches, that's GMs, whatever. If you're not actively playing in that specific match or map, you must be muted. What if there's applause, though, Thug? Unmute. That's fine. Between rounds, you can unmute. That's fine. While active gameplay is going on, you must be muted.
All right, kind of a similar train, active gameplay versus passive gameplay specs. You kind of wanted to break down some additional rules on timeouts.
Did I?
Or no, that's me. I'm sorry. I can.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Iris Podcast.
Welcome to the Iris Podcast, everybody. Hey.
All right, now anyway,
We're so underrated.
So here's the here's the deal with the timeout rules. So basically, the way that breaks down is this: you have 3 timeouts per team, 2-minute timeouts. The way that works with disconnects is if somebody disconnects, you immediately start a timeout. That's a timer, 2 minutes. As additional time passes, if you pass 2 minutes, you use another timeout, and you use another timeout. Our lobbies are set to an automatic disconnect rule. There will be a lobby code distributed to team leadership and in our rules section once the season gets started, so just so you're aware of that. But if we get to a point where you've used all your timeouts and you disconnect, your opponent is by no means required to wait for them to reconnect. PC issues happen, we understand that, but we can't hold things up for people if they're having a 15-minute video card problem. Like that's unfair to the other team. So in the end, if you reach that point, then you continue forward. You can't replace that person. It's 6v5. It's really unfortunate what happens. It happened just a couple times last season, but that's how we handle things here. So that's the important thing to keep in mind regarding the timeout rule. That kind of goes along with disconnects. Also, if you are late for your match, this kind of goes along with this as well. We would like people to start congregating and getting ready for their matches in their lobbies by 7:20-ish at the latest. Or I'm sorry, 8:20-ish Eastern time, not Central like I live in, the better time zone. At 8:20, the match starts at 8:30. The home team, whoever's listed as the home team on the roster sheets, which will be completed soon, will be the team that is responsible for hosting, and they're responsible to start the match at 8:30. The other team should be in the lobby. You have to work with each other. Don't be a jerk about it, but get people in the lobby. It should be ready to go at 8:30. If you're dragging behind, we start burning timeouts. That's how it works. We don't want to have to do that, but we will. So please make sure you are on time, guys. It's extremely important. If you can't make it on time, you can communicate with your opponent and let them know, hey, is there any way we could start 10, 15 minutes late today just because we have a couple people running late from work? Most people are going to probably be fine with that. In general, we're all nice people, so don't be afraid to ask for time if it's 5 p.m. and you're like, whoa, we're not going to be ready on time. Just say like, hey, can we get like 20 minutes? That said, don't say 5 minutes beforehand, hey, we can't play today, we got to play tomorrow. That won't work. If you can't make the scheduled match, that team is by no means required to change the date for you. So just be flexible, be understanding. We're here to answer any questions. That's an important piece I was going to mention here. NPC is the global admin. He will be available for questions. I am the Transcendence Tier Director. I can handle questions. Bug can handle questions. Cav can handle questions. Cav is not playing matches on Wednesday, but he's going to be usually producing on Wednesday. We'll get to that later. So reach out to some of us. Specs, kind of on that same note.
Yeah, real quick on the matches, and if you're gonna be late, GMs, captains are the ones communicating that. If you're not a GM or a captain, don't unless you're given that position. We really, as a tier director, GMs are the ones that I'm going to be communicating with the most.
Yes.
We want to make sure GM to GM has that communication, or if the GM's going to be out, hey, I'm the captain stepping in for the GM. Those are the people that negotiate it, and make sure you let your tier director know as well.
In the end, just communicate, guys. I can't stress that enough. On that same line, Specs.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously things are going to be said in games and pugs and the Discord, whatever. At the end of the day, we want this to be an inviting community. So if you see something, say something. If you're not happy with what's going on or you have a question, just contact an admin. And contrary to popular belief, been around for 4 seasons, still not an admin, not bitter, not at all. Nope, not me. But go to your tier director or NPC. They're here for your help. At the end of the day, again, we just want a safe community where everyone's getting what they want out of it. So if you see something, say something.
We're not saying you can't have fun, and we're not saying we're not going to roast each other, because we do.
Oh,
we do, right, Specs? Tell us a little. Why don't you roast somebody right now? Go.
Mix, you can't play Lucio. Why could you play Reinhardt? Just learn to play something, bud. Jesus.
Why is it always Mix? Honestly, that's fair.
Well, that's self-explanatory.
Yeah, that's actually fair. That's he's on my team. I understand. All right, guys. So those are some of the rules we don't talk about. There's a lot going on. If you're not familiar with what goes on in our community, we can't stress this enough. Just go through the rules. They're not that long. It's not like we're writing an Alex Yoshi size rule book here. That's for you, Alex. Just make sure you read the rules, take a quick look. It's a lot of good information in there. That's for you, Alex. I'm sorry, buddy. All right. So really quick, we're going to jump into kind of our starting schedule for the season. I know a lot of people asked, when does roster lock end? We need teams to be locked in as soon as possible. That's it. The deadline is February 15th. Ideally, people would be locked in. When was the lock-in start day? Saturday? People should have locked in Saturday. But we understand that's not always possible. We really can't stress enough. Please make sure that you guys try to get rosters locked soon. The deadline is the 15th. After that, you're going to get some angry, nasty grams from one of your tier directors. So please, can't stress this enough, guys. Make sure you're getting your rosters locked. Then, Thug, guys, everybody.
What's up?
We're coming back. The first podcast of the season, the new and improved Iris podcast. Yes, that's right. Not only do we have a new intro, we have a lot more new things coming to you very, very, very soon. And we will be very much looking forward to having some of the new features starting on February 24th. Excited to bring you that. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait for the new podcast stuff. Oh God, I just want Specs to say something toxic again, but we're gonna keep moving here. Well, warm one up, Specs. Warm one up.
I mean,
actually, no, I'll fill it in here. Boop is gonna have. They're gonna be trying to counting a lot of wins this season, but the only numbers they're gonna be counting are the numbers in the L column and numbers in their Discord chat. If you're not in their Discord, you wouldn't understand that joke. But anyways, let's move on then. Kickoff match is on February 25th. That is the Harmony tier match. The Season 3 champions, the Holy Jalapenos, take on newcomers. Do I yell when I say this name? I don't actually know. How NPC, how do I say this team name?
Bork.
We have Holy Jalapeno Season 3 champions taking on Bork in the Season 4 kickoff match. That's on February 25th. Be sure to tune in, guys. It's going to be pretty hot. And honestly, this is the thing that I'm most looking forward to. NPC is kind of leading the way on events this season, so he's going to be a big source of this. We're still planning a lot of the events out right now. But NPC, do you want to talk a little bit about Event Week right now?
Yeah. So Event Week is basically between stage 1 and stage 2, right? So we're doing all sorts of fun stuff, like we're going to be doing the Widowmaker 1v1 headshot duels. We're going to be having the 3v3 tournaments. We're going to be having all sorts of things like that. We haven't really nailed down the specifics on what we're going to be doing. We're going to be looking at workshop codes. We're going to be looking at different tournaments and little for fun things. And then I think we're going to end that all out with the admin pug night. So all the admins get together and be on one team, and then you guys get to fill in and really just kick our asses for charity. So we're all going to be donating to charity, and
they don't always. We win sometimes. It's true.
We win everyone's
hearts.
We do it for the kids.
Yeah, for the kids.
For the kids.
just
whatever charities we decide to pick. So that's going to be a fun night, and that's going to be March 30th through April 3rd. That week between stage 1 and stage 2, while we kind of reseed everybody and get that whole stage 2 ready to go.
Yep. Quick heads up on the admin pug night for charity. I just wanted to talk about this because it was a big night for us last season. I think it was one of the defining nights of season 3, honestly. Admins got really drunk. There's a great highlight video of it. Great highlight video. Little Tenacious D. We definitely swore a lot. But what was really cool is how the community came together for a really awesome night. And we raised, I think as a community, over $500 for charity that night. Yep. Just various charities throughout. I know, like, I went to like St. Jude's. I know NPC, you did One Up on Cancer.
One Up on Cancer.
Yep. These are really cool things that we really want to help out and do again. We're going to come out with more really cool charitable donations that we can do for Admin Pug Night. We would love for you to be a part of that. Their donations or anything like that aren't a requirement. It's just what we want to do. We want to make a night about how Tranquility could do we could do anything, and we could do these awesome things for people who need it more than we do. So it was a really cool event last season, and I really am excited to do it again. Really looking forward to it. By the way, the Teabag Yeti for charity is going to be back.
Oh yes.
Last
I mean, we all got in on that too. I mean,
last but not least, something that was very near and dear to this community was pugs. And NPC, why don't you break that down?
All right. I want to break that down. So we had issues with pugs. We had pugs and it was great and it was a lot of fun when we were all Harmony tier, and then we expanded into Discord tier and results were mixed. We had players joining in that were, level 2200 support players, things like that, and they wanted to come in and have a good time, but there were high diamond master level DPS players coming into pugs and just kind of wrecking things for everyone. And they were having a good time. Everybody was having a good time. It just wasn't fun for the 2200 gold player. So what we're going to do is we're going to organize pugs a little bit more strictly now. So we're going to restructure, and it's going to be consistent. So every Monday night after the podcast, immediately after the podcast, we're going to do pugs. We're going to go right into pugs. And I've organized a few pug leaders, and these pug leaders are the people that can ping the pugs role. Not just anyone. So you're not going to get random pings at 3 a.m. So everybody can start resubscribing to the pugs role if they want it. So it's going to be Monday evenings directly after the podcast. We're going to have a standard pug, 2-2-2. Everything's locked. We're going to have, you pick your teams, you pick your map. And I'm going to have these pug leaders leading the lobbies and trying to balance teams. So instead of setting a player icon for your role, tank, support, whatever, we're going to have roles for Grandmaster, Master, Diamond, Plat, Gold, etc. So you set your player icon to what your rank is, and the pug leader will make, if the first person picks a diamond, then the second team to pick must also pick a diamond player, so on and so forth, so that the teams become balanced and fairly even at the end of every match. And we're going to run that for a little while, unless we have enough interest to run 2 simultaneous lobbies, a Discord tier lobby and a Harmony tier lobby, or something like that. So we're going to try to balance those out. So we're going to have 2-2-2 pugs on Monday. But on Friday, we're going to have a second night of pugs. And this is going to be kind of the fun night of pugs, right? Because 2-2-2 gets kind of boring after a while. So we're going to do fun night on Friday. So on the Iris podcast on Monday, we're going to spin a wheel. We're going to pick randomly what the theme for Friday's pugs are going to be. So Friday night pugs could be goats pugs. It could be dive pugs. It could be classic no limits pugs. It could be total mayhem pugs. It could be just an assortment of random, arcade modes. We don't know. We're going to pick, and that's what's going to happen on Friday night, directly after the Transcendence tier feature match. So we're gonna air the feature match here, and at the end of that, it will remind everybody that's watching, hey, if you want to come in and play some pugs, come on, jump into the lobby. So you can use the lobby voice chat as kind of a watch party for the Iris podcast. You can use it as a watch party for the Transcendence feature match, and then go right into pugs right after. So I think that's gonna be some fun. I'll be there. We've got people in every tier represented there for our pug leaders, and they're going to lead lobbies, and they're going to make sure that things are balanced and fun for everybody.
Really quick note, because the sub hype train has been rolling on the Switch stream
right now.
It's been hot.
It's been hot.
Level 4 complete on the hype train. Really quick, guys, just so you're aware, we have emotes now, and not just like random emotes we pull from the Twitch server. We have real emotes now. So we picked up real emotes now for the Twitch server. Please, if you want to get some of those are going to be available very soon. They're not yet approved, but they're in the process of being approved. Please, Twitch, finish up.
I'll call my guy at Twitch and see if I can push things through.
So if
probably not by tomorrow at the feature match, but definitely by the preseason tournament finals.
Yes,
we should
get those emotes. They're going to be fun. They're really cool, and they were designed by a very own Tranquility community member, longtime Tranquility community member, Kitty Baka. So very excited to have those be a part of the Tranquility stream. So
they look great.
They look fantastic.
Oh, they're just amazing. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic, guys. So that's it about pugs. If you're interested in that, you can react to the reaction roll bot in the pugs channel in the Discord. If for some reason you're watching this and you haven't been to our Discord, there's the command. You can join our Discord now.
I'll be doing it tonight.
Yes,
Actually, we're gonna have like a small little beta test
Right.
tonight. So right after this, I'm gonna go hop into the lobby. I'm gonna answer questions if you've got questions. We're gonna start up a lobby. It's gonna be me, PDK Kid. I'm sorry, I know, but he wanted to join.
Yeah, I know.
And so yeah,
join
he'll be
anything
there.
else.
We're all gonna be leading the lobby. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have some fun tonight, and we're gonna see how this goes and take suggestions.
Specs drops the most toxic line of the night right there. Yeah, no, it's go for the pugs, guys. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun tonight. So if you can be a part of that, that's great. We're gonna actually have some real analysis real quick here, because it's been mostly just like, hey, we're really cool, Tranquility's great, and we think it is, but
Real analysis
from a bunch of boomers coming at you right now. So we're gonna talk a little bit about, well, it's called Pick Your Horse. So the way this works is each of us are going to be picking a team. We assigned a random order at the beginning. I got last, go figure. Where we each will get to pick a team in each tier. We'll take the average playoff seed for each of those teams, and whoever has the worst average seeding come playoff time, or just straight up being eliminated or whatever, that person will be punished.
I can't wait till it's Specs. I just can't.
I know, I can't wait till it's Specs either. But that person will be punished on stream. Right now, the things we are debating include Specs' buddy Mix Ready is a avid pepper grower.
Oh, no.
And there's a genuine discussion right now about having a consumption of a ghost chili on podcast being the punishment. So
Mix.
So yeah, don't lose, guys. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're really excited for that. So that said, we are gonna start in the Harmony tier, and we will start with a guy who got lucky enough to get the first pick from each tier, Specs. Specs. Break it down. Who is your horse in the Harmony tier?
So you know what, guys? Been very involved in the Transcendence tier so far. Yes, Mix is right. I don't like spicy food.
True.
I'm really worried right now. I'm gonna be honest. Lord. Okay, so I don't know enough about Harmony or Discord tiers yet, and it's not good. So figure just pick a team that has been around, know the players about, and I can meme on them all year, but at the end of the day, deep down, I want them to do well because I don't want to absolutely die. Let's just go with DDoS. Let's just make it happen.
Wow.
Wow. I did not see that. I mean,
yeah,
I didn't expect it.
I can shit on them all year now, and it's fine because deep down, I want them to win.
Okay.
Oh, that was
your motivation tactic.
That was beautiful. I honestly, I love that pick. What do you think, Thug?
I couldn't have picked it better myself.
I couldn't have. There's no way.
As much crap about as I've given Specs over the couple seasons here, he has the biggest brain I've ever seen.
I really didn't think this through. Mix can literally throw now, and
he really can.
Oh shit.
Thug, what do you think? Here, let's pick your pony now.
Well, so the team I picked, and shockingly enough, I'm the Harmony tier director, and I know little to nothing about the Harmony tier.
It's almost like there's a bunch of new teams in there.
Because it's all new. Any if they're old teams, they're new teams.
Yes.
I mean, I think the most turnover is consistent players from Harmony last season. Probably gonna be DDoS, but most are on off roll. So who friggin' knows? I picked one of the newcomers mainly because I really love their logo, and I went with the Space Invaders because the logo looked neat and it has a Winston, and I'm old, so I like those games.
All right, so that boomer chose Space Invaders. NPC, what do you think?
For Harmony tier? All right. So if Overwatch is an anime, then Tranquility must also be an anime. Okay? And if Tranquility is an anime, there's a team from last season that had a tier of their own at one point on many people's tier lists. Okay? It was below the D tier, below the F tier.
Python!
It was way down below. Well, not quite Python.
Not quite. We actually ranked the Pythons above this team.
we're talking about Boop. If Trank is an anime, then Boop has to come back and have the redemption arc and win it all. That's what's gonna happen.
I mean, honestly, I would be super pissed if I was Boop because this newcomer Bork, 4-letter word with an exclamation point.
And begins with
Come
B.
on.
Oh yeah, trust me, they are very upset about that.
It's gonna be
Bork-
the loudest match ever.
Bork versus Boop is going to be the hardest to cast match I've ever heard.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure I want.
it's almost as good as Infamous Gaming.
Door, I know you're in chat here. That's going to be your match, not ours.
Yeah, you take that one, sir.
You can have that one, buddy. That one's all yours. Speaking of which, we'll have Door a lot this season. I want to quickly give a shout out to him. He joined the community last season, just as a guy who's like, "Hey, I'm starting into casting. I'm really enjoying it. Kind of want to start doing this here. Would you guys be willing to take me on?" Never been a part of the community before. He saw the ads to cast. He came in and he just killed it, and he kind of became the unofficial voice of Tranquility. And he still is he still is going to be this season. I don't think anybody would argue that there is a better voice caster in this community than Door. He's done work now with CS:GO. He's doing Call of Duty. I believe I'm not sure if he did Rocket League too. I think he was doing some Rocket League work. So he's doing a ton of stuff out there. And honestly, if Tranquility is this guy's launching pad to casting success, then I can't say enough about how awesome he is. So Door, we express great gratitude that you're a part of the community again this season, and I really look forward to listening to you cast again. So,
Plus handsome and well dressed.
Yes, extremely handsome guy. Follow his Twitter. Good lord,
Great.
damn
Great
it,
collection.
guys!
Love the
He
boots.
looks on fleek. Anyways,
Woo.
moving on. That is a Zoomer term, I think. Zoomer term.
It might have actually transferred to Boomer.
Did it?
It might
I might have just accidentally transformed it to
I think it's fetch.
to a Boomer term there.
It's not,
Anyways,
it's just not fair.
It's very fetch.
it's
very
very
fetch.
fetch.
Yeah, very.
All right. All right, let's move on then. I want to hear me next here. And if we're really talking about Tranquility as an anime, because honestly, if there's one team that is needing an anime redemption arc more than any other team this season, it's everybody's favorite team, the Fighting Potatoes.
They're mine, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Fighting Potatoes are the only team in the community to be a part of every season in Overwatch Tranquility. They've been here since season 1, and unfortunately, they have never once made the playoffs in quite possibly one of the saddest things, and that is where I come in, because if I'm picking a pony, I am riding those starchy boys all the way to the top this season. I believe in the Fighting Potatoes, and I ask you all to believe with me. This is the season that the Potatoes will fry their way to the top. It's going to be absolutely glorious. I pray for all of you on Keto, because it is over for you. The Potatoes are here to stay.
I love potatoes.
Mm-hmm. God, potatoes are delicious, though.
Did
It's
you
so
just
true.
say keto?
I think it's keto.
Carbs.
It's keto.
Keto.
Is it
absolutely
keto?
It's
That's
Bro,
a
do
full
I
I've heard
look
both ways.
Bro, do I look like I diet? It's gonna be real with you here.
Oh, that's
So-
good.
Oh no.
All right, moving on. All right. Well, that was self-deprecating. All right, let's move on then here, guys. So that's the harmonies here. Again, we have Specs with DDoS, we have Thug with Space Invaders, NPC riding Boop, and me with the Taters. That was rhyming. I didn't even try to do that. Let's go to the Discord tier. Specs, you again take the lead here. Discord tier. Who's going to be the pony for Specs this in the Discord tier?
Yeah, so again, I don't know enough about any of these teams yet, just because there's so many new ones. To me, the Discord tier is really going to be the one that's most wide open, just because I don't think any of us know what's going to come out. If teams are going to be playing meta, if they're going to be playing, heroes that are specific to them. So I was looking at a team that I know, people and players that I know, and I really came to the conclusion that I think Illusion is going to be the ones to really take it this year. Another team that's been around for a pretty long time here, has some players that date back to season 1 at this point, and then obviously some names like from last year like Trash and Modern Lion. So I'm really interested to see how they go, and I'm going to be riding Illusion.
Time out.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Mhm.
Specs?
Yes.
Positive.
Like you had DDoS and Illusion as your picks. Like,
Yeah.
is this a new Specs?
No. Actually, no.
Say something mean.
Please.
Something mean. What? Season 4 for the Fighting Potatoes? They have 4 wins, maybe? I don't know.
Probably enough to get to the playoffs. Anyways, let's move on.
Hey, we're not gonna have any teams drop. I promise.
Reformed specs. I'm sure it is.
Reformed specs.
Reformed specs.
All right, Thug. What do you think?
I have one of the newer teams, the community, and I was looking for in the same kind of no one knows what the hell's going on. It's a bunch of new teams. There's a team newer this year that came in that has a pretty damn good track record, and that's the Hanamura Hellhounds. It's a team that's been together for a while. It's a team that has some synergy to it. I see them coming out strong and really sticking it to the man.
Hanamura Hellhounds are a brand new team to the community. They're a team I wanted to pick. They have an incredible track record.
Yeah, you were mad at me.
Yeah, I was really mad at him because they bring in a player who was standout player in season 2, which Thug has adamantly he has dubbed the name Gab Not Gabe.
Gab Not Gabe.
Gab Not Gabe, even though it's just Gab.
Not Gabe.
Gab, the very impressive DPS from season 2 Omnic Turtles, is returning better than ever with the Hanamura Hellhounds. That team looks spooky. In my opinion, the outright favorite in Discord tier, except for the pony that I'm picking later. NPC, go.
Well, okay, so I'm looking at ponies, and you know me, I like to play ponies, but I'm gonna ride the same pony I was riding in Harmony tier last season. I'm gonna ride Maelstrom. Maelstrom's my pony. I mean, just I see nothing but going up for them. I mean, they started in Harmony tier. They're working their way up. They're going to be Transcendence tier next year. I promise. They're all just going to go.
No, they won't. I know. Did you do that because you saw Crispy's tweet where he showed it? Not his post in Discord where he showed his here's my new setup, and he had a gun. Is that why
a little intimidation tactic?
Yeah. No, but I support his Second Amendment rights.
Get off my land!
Get off my land! This is Texas, okay? We support rights. No, I did not. But you see, last season when I picked Maelstrom, Triage was like, "No, don't pick us. The pressure.
The pressure is too great."
So I got to double down this season. I mean, he did it to me, so I'm turning around. I'm doubling down. All the way.
All right. So you guys are all wrong. I'm going to say that going for again here. I don't know why this team is available because it's a huge mistake that they're even available to begin with. But to me, that team straight up is it's for me. It's absolutely got to be Tough Luck. Tough Luck is a brand new team. They are not the team of egos and the team of inevitable falling apart that we saw last season. Without question, it's Tough Luck. They have Aura, one of the most impressive newcomers we're going to see this season, without question. They have Stanky Pants and Rigmadon on that tank line. Rigmadon, probably the most underappreciated tank in Tranquility last season. I think he's going to be a standout player, potential MVP candidate, low key there in Rig. I think he could be legitimately one of the best in Discord tier without a question. There are a lot of other good teams. Heckin' Habaneros I definitely gave some consideration to. Eclipse is a maybe for me right now. We'll see where they're at. There are a lot of other teams that are brand new that came in. But yeah, I know Eclipse is trying to make money moves, but they're not going to be making too much money. And then it's hard to make money when you're not in the playoffs. I kid. I love you guys. You guys are great. I'm a reformed ski-free Yeti who doesn't make fun of Eclipse. That's not true. But for me, if I'm riding a Discord tier pony straight up, it's gonna be it's definitely for me has to be Tough Luck. They just look too good right now. So
for the record, they would have been my pick if I didn't coach them, but
it's bias. I get it. It's fair. All right. So again, ponies for the Discord tier. We have Illusion and a shocker. We have Hanamura Hellhounds. I still can't get over that. You have Maelstrom, and then we have me picking the right choice, Tough Luck. Now we go to our newest tier, the Transcendence tier, and let's go to Specs again. Kicking off the Transcendence tier, you have one of the highest SR totals on your team in Second Chance, but you went a different direction here.
I mean, I was told I couldn't pick us, so
that's true.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because every other team is just dog shit. It's fine. So
Jesus.
just kind of was up to choice here, and there's one team that really does stand out, and it's neither team from Alabama because they're just garbage. So I'm gonna go with Havoc. I think it's pretty obvious. Nerdable is Dunzo, Voltage is insane. I think Travis too. Just a player that no one's gonna know coming into this season. You're gonna know who he is. Incredible player. But it has to be Havoc.
I think Havoc comes in as the clear favorite in the open tier. I mean, there's almost no question that they are the favorite coming in. They've been playing together for a couple of years. They're gonna be, without a doubt, one of the top teams. There's a lot of other good teams, but Havoc is going to be a great team. I said this yesterday, and I'm gonna say it again because I see some comments in chat. Havoc is going to be the most skilled team in the tier, just like Commit was last season. In fact, I think they'll kind of surpass that in a skills sense compared to the bottom of the tier, but they won't surpass it in score. The reason why I say that is because I think the bottom of the Transcendence tier is way better than the bottom of the Discord tier was last season, compared to where the top teams will be. And also, there's a lot of really good players, even on these bottom tier teams, that are going to be able to pop off and steal maps occasionally. I mean, will that be the case? I can't say that for certain, but I'm fairly certain that I can comfortably say that Havoc is going to be the clear favorite coming in. For me, they could very well pull a Commit, go undefeated, sweep their way to the playoffs. They very easily could. Will they? That's why we play the matches, boys and girls. Thug,
Any given Wednesday.
Any given Wednesday. Thug, what do you think?
So mine was Havoc was my first choice because I love the boys in pink. The pick I went with is Second Chance, and I've watched and this is, I'm gonna say nice things about you, Specs. I've watched the streams coming up in the open division tournament stuff. The team's got a lot of skill. They play a lot together. They're really taking this seriously. They're putting up some really good fights against these mid GM teams, 4-3, 4-4, and they work together really well. It's really fun to watch a team that, and I'll watch someone like Specs. Specs, when he started on High Res,
Yeah.
was it High Res?
Yeah.
You were what, low gold?
I was 1700.
1700 off tank.
Yeah.
Then he went through that. He didn't play the last couple matches because they decided not to play anymore. Then he went to Sugar Rush, still played off tank, and then Specs kind of just found his own. He's like, oh wait, Lucio's really fun. I'm gonna play Lucio. Really put the time in, and that's what I love seeing is and I'm picking Second Chance mainly because it's Specs. It's fun to see that.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry. Look how uncomfortable you are.
He's so uncomfortable.
I know. It's really fun to see. It's really fun to see teams do exactly what this community was built for.
Right.
And Second Chance is that for me. The only issue I see with Second Chance,
Too many egos.
too many egos.
Yeah,
Guys, trust me.
any day now.
Trust me
Any
on this
day.
one.
Any day.
I'm in their Discord. It's bad.
It's bad. The egos are bad.
I say by week 4, week 5,
Yeah, one loss and they're done.
one loss.
One
There's
loss,
so
just
many egos.
One map.
One map, it's over. Smugs just closes the team up.
right.
Just can't do it. Just can't do it. Anyways, so we have Havoc with 3 Hall of Famers, by the way, not just great players and former Tranquility past, but 3 Hall of Famers, Season 1 Tranquility Community Champions. Again, to reiterate, 3 Hall of Fame players in Velzen, Dunzo, and Nerdables, including the only unanimous choice to the Hall of Fame, which was Dunzo. What do you think here? So Thug comes in with the MVP of Season 2 in Smugs. There's some interesting teams here. NPC, who do you want to pick here?
Specs, he acts all like uncomfortable and embarrassed, but Specs picked DDoS and Thug picked Second Chance. I think there's collusion. I think there's collusion going on here. I think that's not something that would normally happen.
Let's just
And
say
I'm in the Twilight Zone or something because this is not good. So, with Transcendence tier being what it is, and it's kind of open, and there's a whole lot of unknown people up there, and those two, the teams that I'm familiar with are taken, right? So I went and I looked at all the teams and I just looked at their logos and something about the Orbit
Oh,
logo just looks so good.
did it really
It
pull you
looks
in?
really good. Now, I don't know if they can actually win the finals. They probably get there and then lose. Something makes me think that when I look at their logo, I just think you're going to get to the finals and you're going to lose, but they're going to get there.
Is it? It's just like you can't understand the gravitas of the situation, can you?
Yes. I just don't understand the gravity of the situation.
It's really.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
All right. So something. Yes. Anyways, last pick for me. This was kind of interesting because there's a lot of very interesting teams coming in. I had a hard time picking actually this one. I look at some teams. Wrap It Up stuck out to me. Former community member DC coming in, bringing his own squad in. They could look very nasty here. The team that I really like, though, is one thing I look for is continuity with a team. Havoc is already gone. I can't pick them here. But I look for teams who have been together for a long time and have had success. And the team that stood out to me was Ungentlemen. Ungentlemen have... they're coming into this community. As far as I know, they're about to rebrand. This is their last ride as the Ungentlemen. But they are a strong looking team. They're from top to bottom there. They've had a great history, and that's one of the biggest things I look for is who has played a ton together and has a really strong history. They're right now, I think, 5-3 in OD as well. They're looking pretty good in open division. They're having a good run. I mean, other teams like Tilted and Kilted I could see making some potential runs as well. Again, I talked about Wrap It Up as well being a potential contender. Poisonous, I think, is kind of a low-key, very good team. You talked about Orbit already. Orbit, I think, could also really sneak up there. Then there are teams who are lower SR, but have been playing together for a long time, and I think are capable of some upsets. And you could definitely see that. Like, Houston In-Laws have been around for years together. I mean, yeah, they're lower SR than a lot of people, but who knows what that chemistry could bring them. They could sneak in some upsets, SR-wise. That's the interesting thing about the open tiers. We're going to see a huge variety of players and a huge variety of skill sets, and I'm really excited to see that. But my horse, without question, is the Ungentlemen. So I'm really, really, really excited for Transcendence tier. I'm very happy to be the tier director for it. Thug? Yes, Thug?
So I'm excited for Discord tier and Harmony tier matches because I love watching those kind of matches. People really kind of figuring out the game and really having fun with it. I'm fucking jacked for Transcendence tier, dude.
Yeah.
Like OD's going to be winding down and we are going to be winding up. And
I think we end right around the start of GGNA, if I remember right, or very close to it.
This feels really good. We're going to see a lot of really high quality talent.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see these players and I wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing these academy teams, if Owl doesn't die this season, to see some of these names get there's like, hey, I know that guy. Hey, I've seen him play. Like that for me is gonna feel really rewarding.
Right. There's so much great talent in the Transcendence tier, and that's the best part. Getting to see Havoc play on our streams is going to be almost a privilege with how good they are. They're a very talented team. Teams like Ungentlemen, Second Chance, Wrap It Up, and even the teams who are not as high in SR as them, like seeing them on, I've seen the Houston In-Laws playing in league or in leagues and communities before in different tournaments. I've seen them out there. That's just an example of a team. Like there are other teams in the tier who I've seen elsewhere before. I'm excited to see these guys play. This is the great thing about an open tier is we get an opportunity to see these great players play this game. So I'm really excited to see that, guys. I'm really excited for this season. There's so much going on. I can't emphasize enough. I'm just amped, guys. This has been
so excited.
The new format is great. And for those of you who aren't fully aware of the format, really quick, we have 2 stages and then the playoffs. Stage 1, randomly seeded pools. Stage 2, you are seeded based on your finishing position in the first 2. Playoff seeding is described from there. If you are interested in seeing that, there is an announcement in the announcements post or the announcements channel in the Tranquility Discord. Take a look at that. You can get your details about how our playoffs work from there. But I know a lot of you are here for the map draw. And so to kind of run down how the map pool works. So for each week, there's a home team and away team. Since we have 5 games initially, there's going to be, you'll either have 2 or 3 home games. I know it's a little bit of an unbalance, but it's just whatever. The home team gets to pick the first map, and they also host the lobby. So we're going to be doing map pools of 3, and then the loser of each map will pick the next map. If there's a tie, then the last loser, so if you tie on 2CP, whoever lost the control map would then pick the next map. So we're going to go ahead and pick 3 maps for each tier, and I'm going to do this the best way possible, actually random for each type of map. And we're going to go ahead and kick this off right now. And we will start.
Is it, though? You probably can look at him. He's like,
I could,
Paris?
yes. But I'm going to be looking
Ryzen?
straight ahead here. And we start with backwards Lijiang Tower. I don't know if that's backwards on your guys' screen.
No, it's right.
No,
It's
that's
right on
good.
your guys'
You're
screen?
good. You're good.
Okay, it's backwards on my screen.
It's backwards on the stream.
It's
so
backwards
we
on the
can see
stream?
it, but
Okay,
yeah.
I should have wrote this in a mirror image. That was a mistake.
We got Lijiang Tower, though.
Lijiang Tower is the map here.
Hey, it's not Larry's podcast.
Yeah,
It's-
and
it's
people are
good.
asking about hero pools. Just to reiterate, we don't have a plan with that yet because we don't know the details yet. We don't know how it's going to work in competitive play. We know how it's going to work in OWL, but we just don't know a whole lot about the situation. So we're monitoring it. We might make a change in the future, but for now, we're rolling with it without hero pools. So next is we have Lijiang Tower. Next we have Ilios.
Soy Lil.
Yeah, or as you guys see, and last but not least, we have, I'm looking at this as live as you are,
Oh, upside down.
Nazu.
Hey! Upside down and
Busan.
backwards.
Busan. We have Lijiang, Ilios, and Busan in our map pool for the control maps. Now, we will be bringing the other maps in, that is Oasis and Nepal for stage 2, and we will draw one of the previous maps at random, so be sure to be watching out for that when we get to that point, guys. Now we go
Can you
to...
just hold him up facing you, and maybe we can just see through the paper?
Oh, you're smart. Look at this guy here.
All right, let's try it. Let's see what
All
happens.
right. So again,
Brain's
I'm not
too
looking.
big.
I am not looking to reiterate. All right. Let's see if this actually works. Oh wow, that actually works.
Volskaya.
Volskaya
Yeah, there you go.
is the.
Nice.
That's smart. You're a smart guy. Did everybody tell you you're smart?
There you go.
All right. We have Volskaya for one of the maps there. Next, we have NPC Giant Brain. Honestly,
God.
ooh, this is a good one.
Many
One
years
of
on
my
the surf.
personal favorites.
Hana.
Hanamura.
I like it. I like it.
Okay, if the Hellhounds don't win that map,
Yeah,
I pick that.
Outlaws
Yeah,
have to win Hanamura. Is that the rule?
If you pick
For
Paris
in-laws?
here, I might strangle you.
If I pick Paris, you might strangle me. Well, you got to come to Minnesota for the International Meetup Day,
April 4th.
April
Wow.
4th. By the way, we'll talk about
2020.
that. We'll talk about that in a moment.
Yeah.
And
let's
last
do that.
but not least, we have we have everybody's favorite control map. Actually, one of my actual favorites,
Okay, that's fine.
Horizon Lunar Colony.
I
All right.
love Horizon. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, Horizon's a great
It's
map.
been a long time since I've actually
So,
played Horizon.
We have
Dang.
Hanamura, Volskaya, and Horizon. We'll be bringing in the other 2 maps, which are, well, one of them is
Temple and
Temple,
Paris.
and the other one is Paris. So those will be back for the next round. So be ready for that.
At least you don't get Paris and Horizon in the same.
Yeah,
week,
that's true.
Right? I mean, that's
true. Paris or Horizon and Temple.
yeah.
That's just unfortunate, is what that is. All right, so let's go. I guess it could be, honestly. So, all right, let's have a look here at the hybrid map. Oh boy, guys, it's a real winner. It's everybody's favorite.
Hey.
It's King's Row,
Yay!
boys
We
and
gotta have
girls.
that one.
King's Row for the for one of the hybrid maps for
Alex,
for stage
wrong.
1. Grim's Row. Yeah, that's not wrong at all. Everybody
Not
scrims
wrong,
out.
Alex.
All right, and another great map, a very popular map. We have Eichenwald.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We're kicking this off, right?
Yeah,
I like
this is going good. Honestly, this is
Nice.
this is legit random. I am not looking, and this has actually worked out pretty great. You guys can see my kind of somewhat stained Tupperware I'm drawing this from. So
Probably had spaghetti sauce in there once. Never goes back.
yeah, it never goes back.
Oh,
Seriously,
Never.
it's just fucking ruined. It's just booming problems. I know, guys.
Boomer problems.
All right, and we conclude our third
Hollywood.
with
nice.
Hollywood.
Nice,
So
nice.
we'll see Blizzard World and the other map no one cares about,
Or Numbani.
Numbani.
You're
What
right, yeah.
Numbani's not
Next
actually. Numbani doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Next map pool going to be doo-doo. He's not wrong.
Yeah, next map pool is not going to be great.
Week 2, yikes.
No, week 6.
Can we
this is
have
just
a,
stage 1. This is just stage
community
1,
vote
guys.
about going goats? Please, we got all these maps, and I just think about it. I'm like, please.
Somebody is writing these down.
just
right?
one game, bro.
Hold on.
Please.
Okay.
Yeah, I am.
So
I'm
and
putting them in
Thug
chat.
will and he's going to be showing off the thing at the end too, guys. So
They're all going to be backwards.
we'll run down.
Are they?
No,
they're not.
they're good on
You're-
my
no,
screen.
backwards, yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we start off the payload with Route 66.
Huh.
Yeah, let's get
That's
our
a good.
kicks there.
That's a good one.
get
I
my
like.
kicks.
Get my
Nah,
kicks.
it sucks.
That's a great map. I love it.
It sucks.
That's a great map. Speaking of great maps, one of the classic Overwatch maps, Watchpoint Gibraltar. Another great
Yes.
payload map. And last
Please.
but certainly not what?
Havana.
Havana? You want Havana?
He wants
You want
Havana?
Let's
go.
Guess
Havana,
what?
guy.
Guess what?
Oh,
Guess
it's
what?
not it. It's-
Guess
oh,
what?
shit.
Guess what? Guess
Oh,
what?
what?
Guess
What?
what? Guess what?
What?
Guess what?
What?
It's Havana. I was going to pull up another one, but it's Havana.
We have one good map there, boys. One good map.
It's Havana. So, all right. So there's our map pool, guys. Specs is showing it to everyone here. Lijiang, Ilios, and Busan, Volskaya, Hanamura, Horizon Lunar Colony, Kings Row, Eichenwald, Hollywood, and Route 66, Watchpoint, Gibraltar, and Havana. Guys, those will be the maps for stage 1. Again, 5 weeks for stage 1, and we will redraw a map pool on stage 2, more than likely on the podcast. So be sure to be watching out for that.
So all five weeks of stage 1 are going to be this map pool.
Mhm.
Okay, just making sure everybody's clear.
Yep. This map pool will change for stage 2, and then it will change again for the playoffs. Stage 2, we will bring in every map that we haven't played so far, plus a couple extras that we need to double up on in order to bring each category to 3. And then we will have the playoffs, which is a completely new pool. Will be picked up by the admins. We'll probably try to pick actually appealing maps for that.
Maps we want to watch.
Maps people will enjoy watching. So we'll cross that bridge once we get there, guys. So the last thing I want to talk about here is actually something that didn't come up previously, which was supposed to come up, and we talked about it very briefly, was International Meetup Day. We completely walked over that previously, but I want to talk about it now. Guys, International Meetup Day is one of those days in Tranquility that really sets us apart and brings us together as a community. We basically host events all over the country and in Canada. Cav hooks us up with some sweet swag, by the way. It's a little bit because of you got some chroma key problems there.
Green
But
screen. Oh.
that sick poster right there is something that Cavalier made for members of the Tranquility community, as well as that one behind Thug right there that he is going back to model. Oh, he's bringing it forward now.
Hey.
So that's season 2. Guys, the Tranquility community always holds these. It has held these since season 2. It's been one of the most fun things we've done as a community. We have events. I think every year so far we've had one in Kansas City, Minneapolis, and in Toronto. As for this season, I don't know where things are going to be held. I know Minneapolis is holding a meetup for sure that Thug and I are going to run. Oh yeah,
For sure.
Guys, if you are interested in hosting an International Meetup Day location, I know the KC guys, they're already talking about it again. That's like Nerdables, Courage, Dunzo, and those guys. I know they're talking about running a meetup location there. We've had talk in DC, Dallas, again, Toronto is a consideration. I think last season we did one in Chicago. I don't know if we're going to do Chicago again, but we'll have Minneapolis. California is a potential location. Guys, if you're interested in hosting an event, just things that you can do. In previous seasons, they've gone to LAN centers and just played Overwatch in like a physical LAN setting. They've actually played in LAN tournaments together as part of the meetup day. They have gone to, we've done different events like going axe throwing or going to arcades or going to fairs. In NPC's case last season, they went to the Texas, or no, that's right. That's right.
We didn't go.
That's right.
You were going to.
We went to a VR arcade.
That's right, the VR arcade.
And then we went out to eat, and then we went to a main event, and I crushed everybody at air hockey.
That's right, you did.
It's a boomer game.
It's a boomer game. Big boomer game. Air hockey, it's with a puck. There's a puck in it. And
you play with your hands.
With your hand. You use actually your hands and not like a controller.
Hockey,
So-
great sport.
Yeah, hockey's a good sport.
I also crushed them at basketball.
there's-
Layla wanted me to say don't lie, but I crushed them at the little basketball hoop thing too. So.
Yeah, it's true. So if you guys are interested in hosting a meetup day location, please get in touch with myself or Thug. We kind of tend to run and organize and help out getting people set up to run locations. We'll be announcing locations as time comes on, so people can get there and prep and be ready to go. We've had people fly from all over the country to other locations just to be a part of this. It's so much fun to put faces to names and spend some real quality time with some people that you play games with. So I can't emphasize this enough. Meetup day, legit awesome. So really would hope that people could be a part of that. So anyways, guys, I blabbed on long enough. We're over an hour now. I think we need to go ahead and call it.
Hey, the fact that we're close to an hour is pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive.
First and last time. it'll
First and
happen.
last time that'll
First,
happen.
last-
If you want a sneak peek at the Twitch emotes, I think they're in our Discord channel now.
I believe you are correct, sir.
In the podcast
So
channel.
if you want to go pop down in there and check that out, you get some get a sneak peek.
Oh, in addition, this is something that didn't come up, but I'm going to hype it up now. Guess what's finished, guys? Yes,
What's finished?
Cavalier put on a pot of coffee, and he prepped himself one mighty storefront. That's right, the Tranquility merch store is open. Everyone, if you are looking for your Season 4 merchandise, that includes t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, coffee mugs, random tote bags, or jerseys, that's right, jerseys, please, can't emphasize enough, check out the Tranquility store. It's really
so
cool.
there's a promo code.
Oh, yes.
I'll tell you the promo code.
Promo
Promo code is now 15 off, and it's 15% off. But you have to buy two things,
Mhm.
at least two, but at most 5.
What's
So it
that?
takes
What's that
15%
code?
off. Now NOW 15 OFF. 15% off any 2 to 5 items. You can't just buy one item. You got to buy 2, but you get 15% off of both.
Now 15. Got it?
Now,
Now
15,
15
now
off.
15
115
off.
off. Now 115 off. Okay,
It's
what is
typed
our
in the
website?
chat. It's typed in the chat.
Is there a website? Anything?
shop.spreadshirt.com/OW Tranquility. I think there will be another commercial about this. Somebody I know makes commercials about the merch
It's the
store
craziest
all the
thing
time.
all the time.
Yeah.
Wow,
all the time.
weird.
And guys, I know a
So-
lot of you are probably wondering why would we want to pay you guys money? Like, why would we do that? If you think we're making money from this thing, I don't know what the you guys are.
Hey, it lines my pockets.
Wait, you guys aren't making money?
Okay, all right. If you guys think that that I'm making money from this, then you guys are crazy. But you know the guy who isn't definitely not making money is Cavalier.
That's true.
The money that goes into the store we use to fund things like our domains, everything, all our resources we use for Tranquility, and last but not least, a lot of the merchandise that we give away as part of the swag bags for the meetup day. They're sick. We got those awesome signs as part of it, and those aren't just like cheap, shitty posters he printed off.
Yeah.
It's like
They're
thick
nice.
metal. It's
Yeah,
nice.
if you organize the events like I did, you get a nice like metal sign. You got a nice
and then the
metal
other ones are
one.
like a nice like PVC plastic. It's
Yeah,
not
those
like
are
a
really,
paper.
really nice. So if you guys are looking at potentially maybe looking at some merchandise, please check out the Tranquility store. It really helps offset the amazing amount of work that Cavalier puts into this thing. I think if you guys knew how many hours he put into this thing, y'all would think the guy's nuts. And I kind of do, but the guy puts in full work days to just do Tranquility while also managing his workload, his actual real life big person adult job, and the fact that he's a married man who is the most patient wife in the world, apparently.
Apparently.
So
Gotta
all
be.
right.
Yeah, I am.
So
He said-
yeah.
Okay, so after this, there's going to be a pug lobby
Yes,
started.
pug
so
lobby.
hop on
Pugs
down
up,
in there.
boys.
hit the pugs up. With that, signing off. Ski Free Yeti, NPC, Specs, and Thug. We are out. We will see you February 24th for the first season preview edition for the Iris podcast. Until then, we will see you next time, guys. Have a good night.
Experience tranquility.